Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and this game is definitely candidates for Levon Aronian's Immortal, because in this game, Levon is playing with the white piece and with the black pieces we have Andrey Andreikin, but the issue is Andrey Andreikin has to win to force Armageddon, and Levon is in a free position and he can attack as much as he wants to. If he wins, he's in the finals. If he draws, he's in the finals. So let's see how he plays it. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Levon starts with c4, we have e6, knight to f3, d5, and here just e3, knight to f6 and b3. And here just going for this bishop to e7, but bishop to b2, castles, and going for d4, c5, but knight bd2. We have c captures, we have e captures, b6, just going for queen getting that bishop along with this very nice diagonal, but just bishop to d3, bishop to b7, castles, and here just going for this knight to c6, and here queen to e2, but now just rook to c8, rook f to d1, rook to c7, and here rook a to c1, and here a very weird move by Andrei Spenko, going for this queen to a8, just getting the queen bishop battery very nicely, and you're gonna just capture this, open up that diagonal, and here you're gonna attack, and here a3, d captures, and here b captures, and here in this position, if you play a move like knight to a5, it definitely works. I mean, after rook to e1, now you're going to play queen to d8, bishop to b1, and here after knight to h5, you play g3, not allowing the knight to jump anywhere. And here bishop to f6, queen to e3, but now you play bishop captures on f3, knight captures, g6, but now you push the pawn, g4, attacking the knight, knight moves, g5, attacking the bishop, bishop moves, but now c5, and here after rook to e8, now you play h4, just protecting those pawns. Your queen and knight has to move some way, and here bishop to f8, but now here just knight to h2. This knight is going to be absolute monstrosities. You'll have this bishop who's going to be on a very beautiful diagonal. This bishop is on a very good diagonal. You have queen rook battery, and you have a very nice pawn structure as well. So if anyone's going to win this game, it's definitely going to be white. But here after b captures, that was the best that he had in this position. I mean, maybe somewhere along the line he could hope that Aronian could make some mistake, but he played this rook f to c8. And now there's trouble because you can see all of these pieces are piled up on the queen side. And here just knight to g5. And you might be thinking, what is this knight to g5? What does it do? Because if you push this pawn, knight has to come back. What is there in the position? I mean, you cannot even capture this. I mean, that's just not going to work. If you capture this, yes, it's not going to do anything. So what is in this position? Well, the idea is h6 was played in this position, but now comes this beautiful knight sacrifice with knight captures on e6. And here f captures, queen captures with a check, and now comes to f8. And here king is in a lot of trouble because you can see that the king cannot go anywhere. These bishops are still absolute monsters. All you have to do is push those pawns and unleash those bishops, and that is exactly what Levon does in this position. He goes for d5, attacking the knight, here knight to d8, attacking the queen, queen to f5, and here just knight to f7. Now these knights have to help out for the defense, but is it going to be enough? Well, let's see, because here knight to e4, just piling up on these defenders, and here the move that you have to find in this position to defend is, I'm going to ask you to pause the video, you try and find out the move which defends and actually keeps you in the game for a little while longer. Have at it. The only move that works in this position is rook to e8, and the idea being that here after knight captures, bishop captures, g captures, queen to h7, just trying and pile up on this knight. You play this rook to e5, you make some breathing room for your king, and here after bishop to g6, now you play this queen to c8, and here after h3, now you play rook c to e7, just d6, attacking the rook, rook moves, and here after rook to c3, just going for this, and also queen to c6, going for mate, but this is going to be working very fine because now you play rook to g3 and you defend against the mate as well. Knight captures on g6, but here queen caps on h6 will check, king to e7, queen to h8, but now bishop caps on queen caps on c7, rook bishop to e8, attacking the rook, rook to g5, and now you trade rook captures, f captures, bishop captures, king captures, and here queen to g7 check, and you get this position where you have two pieces for the rook, but your king is wide in the open. And even if you wanted to try out anything with the two pieces, you cannot, because it has to help out with your king's defense. And now either you block with the knight, because if you go there, this is looking very scary. So anyone who's going to come out on the top is definitely going to be white. But here after knight to e4, just knight captures was played. This bishop absolutely comes alive, and now here, and the Espenko thought that it was all working out, but now just bishop captures. And here rook captures on c4. I mean, grabbing a pawn in the middle of where your king is so much vulnerable and in the middle of attack is absolutely insane. But if it would have worked, it would have been fine. But the thing is, it doesn't, because queen to h7. And now the issue is bishop to f6, but bishop captures, g captures, and again bishop to g6. Now this is threatening mate because there is nothing guarding that. That's why you should not go capturing pawns, because you're in the middle of an attack here. Bishop captures on d7 defending, but now rook captures on c7. If you capture with the rook here, somewhere along the line, I can push that pawn, I can capture that, eliminate the defender, and I'll be able to mate you. But here, just bishop captures. But now you're in much trouble, because now the rook jumps in, rook to d7, and now it's impossible. Whatever you do in this position, I mean, you're gonna get mated. So it was on this move, on move 27, Andrey Sipenko resigned the game, and Levon Aronian got his spectacular victory in just 27 moves, and definitely a candidate for game of his immortal in his career. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with such games, so stay tuned for that, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you.